What's going on, everybody? How you guys doing? Welcome to URG, Use, Reviews, and Grow. We're going to be dealing with the stump today. I have two little stumps that I want to cut out in this area in the yard that can get somewhat wet. And I don't want to do too much maneuvering with the zero turn radius lawnmower, because if you know anything about zero turn radius lawnmowers, they don't do well in wet type scenarios when you're dealing with hills. Okay, now they may do well in wet areas on flat land, but when it comes to hills, they're not all that great. So where these stumps are, I got to do some backing up, moving around, and all that stuff around the stump. Well, today that comes to an end. So I'm going to cut these stumps out, and I'm going to use the reciprocating saw to do it. Now, I went down there to deal with the stump, and as of right now, I have this fine blade on my reciprocating saw, and this type of blade is good for cutting nails, things of that nature, metal, stuff like that. Now, it'll cut wood, but it doesn't cut it really well. I mean, it cuts it, but it could be better. So what I'm going to do is I went to Harbor Freight and I purchased some new blades. Okay, these are the pruning reciprocating saw blades 5 TPI high carbon steel. It's a 5-piece, coarse teeth for fast rough wood cutting and pruning. That's what we're going to be using. And these, I believe, were like $10. The sticker price on them was $9 and I want to say 99 cents or 95 cents or $9 and something. When it all comes to it, you're going to pay about $10. A little bit more, a little bit less, whatever. $10. I'm not going to leave a link down in the go to harborfreight.com or go to Harbor Freight, and they got them. So I'm not going to leave a link and all that stuff. You know how to operate. You know how to operate the internet, okay? So I'm going to put one of these in the reciprocating saw, and then we're going to go down here and we're going to deal with these two stumps. Let's go. Now I'm dealing with a Porter cable. It's very easy to take the blade out. All you got to do is right here, flip that up like so. You got to hold it, flip it up, and remove. That's all you got to do. When you put the blade back in, let's just pretend this is the new blade. When you put the new blade back in, all you got to do is slip it in that slot right there, like so, and release the thing, and it's in there, okay? That's all you got to do. Now, yours may be different because yours may not be a Porter cable. It may be something else, but it's usually they're easy as cake to get the blade in and out, so you shouldn't have any issue. You'll figure it out. You're smart. So let's go ahead, open up this pack here. Let's see here. Let's see if I can muscle this thing open. There we go. There we go. Dun, 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 dun. Now the Hulk is coming out in me. Oh. All right. So we got one blade here. There we go. Some of y'all are probably too young to remember the Hulk. The real Hulk. All right. Let's see here. Now we want to put this blade in. Pop up, slide in. There we go. And voila, it is in there. It's in there. And we are ready to go. Put my blade here, save that, get my gloves, grab the camera, and let's cut out some stumps. Oh, you know what? I got to turn the camera off. So let me take my glove back off. Yeah, this is my wet area down here. As you can see, it gets so wet. I mean, wet, as you can see. And the zero turn radius lawnmower does not, and I'm assuming no lawnmower does good in this type of condition, but it gets wet down here, really nice. And but I haven't cut that over there because I can't take the zero turn radius lawnmower over there. It's just too wet. But yeah, see, you can see standing water. So I'll use the push mower when I get that fixed. And when it rains, it streams down. The rain, it's pretty much a river that runs down the side of the yard. It comes down through here, right down through here, and then it goes right on down through there. So it can be a task at times cutting around here. Now this is nice and dry. Well, it's not dry, but it's not as wet. But we're going to cut this stump out right here. We're going to attempt to cut this stump out. And we're going to attempt to cut that out as well. Yeah. It's actually kind of loose in there, but we'll get it. I'm getting there, slowly but surely. I'm getting there. It's taking longer than I thought. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. And voila, there it is. There it is. The stump is gone. Well, it's not gone. It's cut down. I can drive over that with my zero turn radius. I can drive over that right there. So that's what I'm looking for. All right, let's hit the next one. Let me clear out all this stuff around it so I can get down in there. There we go. And really, I can just go straight down like so. Actually, I can pull this up right here. All right. Well, maybe not. Anyway, let's get this one. And voila, gotcha. Perfect. We got these bad boys right here, and we'll be done with this one. Okay, with this stump, I might have to treat this one a little bit different, because this is a different type of tree, different type of stump. Let's see, man, worms. I mean, worms galore. Let's see, there's the stump right there, piece of it. Just kind of want to get a feel around the stump to see, all right, you're gonna have to get out of my way, where the limbs of the stump go without damaging the worms and stuff like that. Okay, but there's a stem right here. stem right here. And the thing about these blades that I bought from Harbor Freight, they're inexpensive. So, I mean, I plan on doing damage with these things. So, and I don't expect the blades to hold up, you know, all that well. There's something right there I'm at the cut. So, let's see if we can go ahead and get this thing at least started. So we got something right here. Oh, that was easy. That was quick. We got one right here. Now the objective, to be honest with you, we're in an area where the objective is not necessarily to remove the stump, but to cut it down low enough so I can ride the lawnmower over top of it. But if I can remove it, that would be great. So we're gonna go with trying to remove it, then we're gonna go to plan B if I can't, which is cut it down. Because at this height, I cannot ride over it with the lawnmower. Here's another stem right there. Okay, this thing ain't budging. So I think to save some time and energy, I'm just gonna cut it across the top here just to get this out of the way, just to cut it low enough so I can ride over top of it. And that's some hardwood. That's still hardwood. This thing has been a stump for years. You know, I was thinking the best way to tackle this, and instead of cutting straight across to flatten it, what I think I'm gonna do is cut pieces off of it like you would a ham or a roast beef. Instead of, you know, cutting it straight down, just cutting chunks off of it at an angle. So I think I'm gonna cut it off at an angle, slice at an angle, and just kind of go around slicing little chunks off until I get it down. I think that's the easiest way to go about it. Perfect. That's perfect. We can ride over that with the blades on and be good. All right, we got the two stumps that we wanted to get rid of, or at least level somewhat to the ground so I can ride the lawnmower over it. We pulled that one pretty much completely out of the ground to some degree. And the one over here, which is a harder wood, we just leveled that one. Just taking pieces, little pieces at a time, little chunks at a time until it got to where we feel comfortable riding a lawnmower over it. Boy, it is hot out here. Now listen, when you do something along these lines, you're going to need some gloves. You know, look at it. What is this? Hardy. You can get these at Harbor Freight for $1.99, I believe. Something like that. Get off of me. For $1.99, something like that. They have a plethora of gloves. Get you some gloves. You know what I'm saying? They're cheap. You can dig in the dirt with these things. They got the mesh in the back so your hands can breathe. You can actually wipe your face, your brow with the backside of these. That's why it's so dirty, because I've been wiping my brow, cheeks, neck, you know. But on the front side, they're waterproof, okay? They're waterproof. So that means you keep your hands dry. You can get in the dirt. Your hands don't have to get dirty. So get you some gloves. It doesn't matter where you get them. I shop at Harbor Freight, so pretty much everything is going to be a Harbor Freight. I'm not sponsored, but pretty much everything's going to be from Harbor Freight because they're cheap. You know, you can't beat it. You cannot beat these gloves. They're not the best gloves in the world, but they hold up. I ain't gonna lie to you. I've had these gloves for many months. They hold up. They're actually, you get your money's worth out of these. $1.99, $2, $3, you get your money's worth out of these. And they have some thicker ones too. So that's just a PS, you know. It is hot. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to clear out a little bit of this brush before I go in. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. All right, see how I got all that cleared over there? And then it gets brushy. And then there's another clearing, and there's some, as you can see, the river, or the stream, if you will, when it rains, comes down through here. And then you got these trees that lay down, crossing through it. So one of these days, I'm gonna open this up. I'm gonna cut all this stuff and open it up so I can walk through instead of having to find another way to get through. But as you can see, these trees are all over the place. I don't know what they're called. If anybody know what these type trees are called, let me know. Okay, let me know. The reason they're laying down pretty much is because the wind blew them over. The dirt is so soft. They normally don't lay down. They normally, see that tree up there? This is what they normally do if the ground's not super soft. It's the one that looks funky. Okay, is that one. They're this type of tree. This one right here. I don't know what this tree is called. Somebody leave a comment down below and let me know, what is this tree called? They're all over in there. Yeah, I got one right there. It's laying down because the wind pushed it down. But I think I'm gonna maybe clear some of this, or I might just wait. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wait. I ain't gonna do this stuff. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna get off of here. I'm gonna go in the AC and cool down some. Whew. Y'all take it easy. Make sure you subscribe, tap the like button, hit the bell icon, and leave a comment down below. Let a brother know how you're doing. I'd love to know how you're doing. Let me know where you're watching from. All right. Y'all take it easy. Peace.